in my observation of human beings, the thing that I found comical is that you have all of these different categories of human beings. Let's just take it anthropologically, three racial categories, right? You have the Negroid, the Caucasoid, the Mongoloid, which essentially is white, or excuse me, black, white, and Asian. And everything else is like in between one of those things, right? Like Indians are not a pure human type. They're in between the black and the white, or the black and the Asian, or a mix of the three. That being said, the white woman, you find like the pure white woman, maybe has blonde hair, fair eyes, light skin. She wants to tan her skin. Okay, cool.
Mhm,
And she wants the bigger lips. So she
mhm,
wants to, assume some of the natural traits of the Negroid type. Then you find the Negroid type, she wants to straighten her hair and lighten her skin. Right.
mhm.
And so it's like, no one is happy. Everyone is trying to pursue something which they are not. And that's the comedy of humankind. But never do you find this dark comedy more present than within the female. And that brings me to my next point about the African American female, is that all women are tremendously fake and phony. It's disgusting, frankly, unless they're Amish. Shout out, you dig. But the black woman, I would charge, is the fakest of them all. Talk to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna say African American. I actually mean black this time. I just mean wherever you find them, they the fakest of them all. You can find the highest number of fake parts on the black woman.
Well, if we're gonna
Yeah,
be
go ahead.
accurate, if we're going
Uh-huh.
to be accurate,
Go
if
ahead.
we're talking about like hair and nails, yes, but plastic surgery, white women are still leading in the numbers with plastic
That's
surgery.
because
So
they bread strong. You heard me?
if we're gonna be fair with the actual numbers, it's actually
Yeah.
still white women. But black women, there's a lot of lack of self love going on. So
Ugh.
a lot of times they're trying to look like someone they deem to be more worthy or that society has deemed to be more worthy. And when you lack self love and self worth, then you'll do anything external to get it because you don't feel it externally, internally. I mean,
Mhm.
and it's unfortunate, but that's what it is. And you could see a lot of times it's also programmed into young girls because I was just watching a little YouTube video and the woman like put a wig on like her 5-year-old daughter. And I'm like, do you
Wo
know you're
Oh,
instilling like
no.
self-hate into her? Like telling her that her natural hair isn't beautiful. Like you're instilling that into her. And it bothered me so much because it's a programming, it's a conditioning from your own people. And even me, like I have family members in my family and they treat maybe in some, let me just be clear, some, because I
Sure.
don't know if I'm watching this. They may
Uh-huh.
treat the lighter skinned members differently than they do the darker skinned ones. And
Uh.
it is fortunate. It's a conditioning and program. It's passed down and it's self hate. So you have to really develop self love and be know who you are. Knowledge of self. I say that all the time. Knowledge of self. Like
I
nobody
hear
could
you on that
tell
one.
me, yeah, nobody could tell me that I'm not beautiful or I'm not this or that. I have so much self love and self worth. I don't care what you say. And
You
I'm
don't
one
care?
of my sisters, so
She over here drinking a glass of pickle juice, y'all.
it's
You
tea.
know she don't care. She drinking a glass of pickle juice.
It's green
She
tea.
don't care about nothing and nobody. Imma
I
drink this
love
pickle
myself
juice
so much that I'm drinking my antioxidants.
in front of
That's how I
all these
stay.
people. It's Vic writes, before it's all said and done, can we address weave and
Yes, we
hair hats?
yeah.
I'm curious how you love a fake image of self. Peace
Again,
to the saints.
I don't think they love it. I think they're covering their natural beauty, and it's really a shame, and it's sad. Like I really despise like the lace wigs. You know, I throw some braids in, but I mean,
Damn, oh
I love
Lord,
my
I
natural
despise it
hair.
too. Yeah.
I love my natural hair. Like even when I first started my YouTube channel, it started just being about natural hair because
Oh
it wasn't
wow.
that many people talking about it. I changed it
Mhm.
now, but initially all my videos were showing young girls how to do their natural hair. So it's so funny that they were talking about this. I wish we could burn all the lace wigs and like
We need to just start whooping girls. Just like we just need, we need to just have stonings when we see these damn lace fronts. And I used to stay in Baltimore, and there's some of
yeah,
the worst wigs you'd ever seen in your life in Baltimore. You can see the glue and everything. It's
yeah.
traumatizing, but I don't know why box braids turn me on. I don't know if it just remind me of my childhood or what, but box braids, whoo-wee,
Poetic.
that'll get me in my zone for some reason. But them wigs, I can't do it. And a part of it, And I've talked to white women about this because I always wonder what it feels like to be emulated at that level, right? It's like, what does it feel like to be a white woman with straight hair and then look at this black girl who is trying her best to look like you? You know,
Mm.
I'm like, and I'm like, that's a fascinating position. And with men, there's really no analog today. You know, black guys are not permed out trying to look like, Richard Gere or, whoever, like Justin Bieber, right? So I feel like black women not only display tremendous levels of self-hate, but then they also pedestalize the white woman, which is ironic because they also claim that the black male, particularly the successful black male, pedestalizes the white woman.
Mhm. It's true. It's true. I think, there's a lot of sisters that are trying to look more like they're like who they're not, and there's a lot of white women trying to look a lot like who they're not. It really starts with, again, self love. You gotta love yourself. Love what you have. I love my lips. I love my nose. I love my hair. Like, I love my skin. I'm not trying to be anybody but me. So it just starts with the self love. Really.
Praise the Lord. And were there any gems that you're like, you know what, this is something that the people need to know on this topic or in general that you had wanted to share with folks?
Well, again, my channel is all about pro family, right? So I'm about getting families together and making it so men and women can build families and get together and get along. And I think that in order for that to happen, women need to be less masculine and more into their feminine energy. And a lot of times they don't know how. So that's why I like to teach. I like to teach and I like to help because it's necessary. But also, I think, like we were saying, when it comes to, like, give them grace sometimes. Like, I think a lot of times what I see happening is men, they don't tell women, right? They just ghost them. So the women, they don't no, really. So the women, they don't know why. And then when I tell them why, they may not believe me because they're like, well, no man has ever told me that. I'm like, I'm telling you, they
Huh.
didn't care enough to tell you. Like, I'm trying to tell you. So it's like sometimes it would be helpful if you guys would be like, hey, I'm never gonna talk to her again, but real quick, I'm just gonna let you
Oh,
know
hell no. Oh,
this, and this,
hell.
and this is why. Even if you got a text, like,
Nah,
just
I
so
ain't saying a damn thing. I'm dipping. I ain't about to tell her like, look, shorty, your stretch mark was. No, I ain't. No, look, I ain't about to say like when I is that you? No, I'm not about to. No, Why are you trying to get people a tire slash right now? Why are
I'm
you trying to
not.
do that?
I feel like what happens is the men don't tell them and they're clueless and then they're
You
going through
damn
these
right.
cycles of men and they never know why. And then when a woman tells them, they're like, that can't be true. Man has never told me that. I'm like, sis, why would he tell you? He doesn't want to hurt your feelings. He doesn't want to deal with the backlash. I'm telling you.
Right.
So, yeah, I just wish men did that.
Yeah, see, the thing that challenges me is number one, I generally try to never give unsolicited advice. If someone doesn't ask me for my opinion, I'm not about to volunteer it. One,
I,
because it's very valuable and I get paid to give expert opinion. And number two, very rarely do the people who need the advice the most appreciate getting it. The ones who need it the most are the ones who generally can't handle it. So I tend to just be silent. You would be a good friend to someone to give them honest feedback, but if I'm exiting a situation with a woman, it doesn't benefit me to give her advice. It would benefit her potentially, but it won't benefit me at all. So the upside is non-existent, but the downside is significant, right? Like, so if I told Shorty this, I said, if I told Shorty, like, look, every time I smash you, like, you seem to like never take a shower after that. Like, that makes me uncomfortable. Like, how long are you gonna wait to take a shower? Like, I don't have a timer going, but like, damn, like within what range are you gonna take a shower? If I told her that, you know, there's no upside for me, but it damn sure might piss her off. Now she messes around spreading rumors about me. She
yeah.
might even try to like create an allegation. There's just so many things that a man exposes himself to by giving the truth to someone who can't handle it.
So okay, so you guys think it's not worth it. I understand. And I love I don't know if you remember that song by Tupac when he was like, Brenda's got a baby. You probably
Yeah.
remember because that's how. But when he came out with that song, um, he was saying the lyrics were, that's not our problem. That's up to Brenda's family, right? And I think that's where we are now, where everybody's like, oh, It's not our problem. It's not our problem. And yeah, I don't have an OnlyFans. I'm not a prostitute, but I still do care about my sisters who do. And it's like, yeah, I'm not their family, but we're tribal by nature. And I say this all the time. We are tribal by nature. We're tribal by nature. So I care about her. You know what I mean? And I don't have to, but I do. And I wish our brothers had that tribal nature like they used to, where they care about other women, even if it's not their family or their friends. But it's like, hey, I do care, and and I want to help you because obviously your village, your tribe didn't teach you, and that's why you're walking around here so lost, and you're an adult with a child mentality. And I mean, obviously nobody cared, and now you're 25, now you're 35, and you still don't. Even some of them are 45, and it's like you still
Oh
don't know what
Lord,
you're doing.
no.
So it's like let me help because I care, even if it's just giving truth, and that's what I do. It's like because
That's what I
your
do.
mommy and daddy didn't do it, so it's like
Yeah.
let me tell you, and mind you, I have gotten the backlash. I
Oh, I
have
bet.
gotten the backlash, and even from friends. But some, but then a week they'll hang up on me, but then a week later they'll
Ah,
call and they'll say, "You were right. You were right." And hey, I do it for the
I'm gonna
love.
have to slide them your way, you because if they ain't within the assassin, I can't mess with it. You dig?
Yeah,
But I'm gonna slide them your way. And I think that there's some relevance to that, people who are within your culture taking care of them. I mean, there are definitely a number of the lady saints who are married to or engaged with or girlfriends of one of the saints, and they'll reach out to me, hey Marquette, this is the situation, what do you think? Or he did this, or I did this, what's the right move? And I'll give counsel as number one, the counsel was sought. So certainly I look at them as within my culture, I'll take care of them. But as we often remind that all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
that's a
And
fact.
I just remember just heinous things I've seen people do. There was one time I was in high school and I remember just being perplexed to see a young lady do this. I just never thought I would see something like this happen, especially from a black woman. And there was two girls, and ironically one was very fair, had a rack on her too. It was crazy. She was very fair, had a rack on her, but she was pregnant. And then the other girl, fat black girl, she looked like what you're imagining her to look like. Sharkeisha, no. And the fair one was pregnant, and she was
Mm,
clearly pregnant. Like 5 months pregnant. And so I
mm,
guess the dark skinned one had an issue with her and beat the brakes off this girl. And the worst part about it was, number one, the girl got beat up while she was pregnant. Her titty ended up coming out, which of course everybody celebrated. All the guys celebrated because with this back in the day when you couldn't just see titties every day. Um, but all the guys celebrating. It's a hood fight, and no one broke it up just because, from a cultural perspective in LA, if they not in your gang, that's not your people. Like you don't just hop up in that fight like that. And I was thinking, aside from the fact that no one broke it up, but just the fact that a female would beat up another female while she's pregnant. I was like, that's evil. And I
mm.
knew right then, I said, this woman could be as black as she want to be. She could be as African American as she want to be. Her name could be Burton. Hell, her whole name could be Marquettdavon Burton. I was like, but she ain't one of me. There's just no way. And I was like, that is a devil. Like that is a monster. That is a devil right there. I was like,
Yeah,
I ain't nothing like that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I say that to say I can't mess with it, assassin or nothing, but I feel you, and you have a beautiful heart, and that's what we expect of the woman. We expect the woman to have a beautiful heart, and we don't expect the woman to be a reflection of the man. And that's why they balance. Whereas, I might just leave somebody laying in the gutter. You might convince me to stop one time and help them. I hope not, but you might be able to.